To be honest, I don't know whether to be pleased, annoyed, or angry at this moment in time. As you know, I have this CPAP machine that helps me breathe through the course of the night. The reason for it being that I used to stop breathing through the night 42 times an hour on average. I've had this CPAP machine for 50 days now, and it's brought my breathing back a bit, and it's gone from 42 down to about 14. So it seems to be working all right, except that it isn't. It's been a pain every single night. You put this mask on when you go to bed, it covers your nose and comes around here, right? But the problem is, as the pressure builds up to push it down your throat when you're sleeping, it presses so much that it pushes the air out of the side of the mask, which wakes you up and stops it doing the thing it's meant to do, which is to help you sleep. When they gave it to us, like, they don't give you a one-on-one and show you how to use it or anything like that. I sat in a room with 3 other people, and someone sat at a desk and basically showed me how to plug it in and how to turn it on, and didn't do much more than that. They give you a phone number for the CPAP helpline in case you're having problems. The problem with that being, I phoned it 4 times, 3 times, it said, "I'm sorry, no one can help you today. We're short of staff. There's no one to man the phone." So, be that as it may. But here's the thing, right? They told me at the very beginning, it would take you between 40 to 50 days till you get it right, till it sort of works out for you and you start to see the benefit of it. Last night was night 50. Let me tell you about night 49 first. Night 49, I ended up waking up and taking the mask off 5 times. The reason for it was what I've just said. The air is pushing so hard, I'm struggling to breathe. And the only way I could stop it from overwhelming me was to turn the machine off, take the mask off, get a drink of water, put the mask back on, and turn it back on again. So it counts each time you turn that off. The night before it was 5. The average in the 49 days prior to that was 4 times I took it off. You can't really count the last time because that's the last time you use it. So you count that one out and take the other times as the times that you count. Last night, night 50, 2 times I took it off. Once in the night, I had to get up to go to the toilet. And the second time I got up this morning. What was the difference in the 49 nights before and the one last night? Well, let me tell you, right? There are things called comfort settings on this machine. They show you where the settings are when you get it. And there are some settings you change, which I've been changing and trying, and I've ended up going back to where it was because nothing was any different. Yesterday, however, looking through YouTube, I found a series of videos by someone who actually sells the CPAP machine. And in that video, they tell you that if you're having problems with it, if it's not working as well as you thought it would, if you're not sleeping better than you were in the beginning, there are another set of comfort settings that you can find. The only problem with it is they're in the clinical part of it. So they're hidden away from you. They're ideally for the doctors to use. But they showed you how to do it. So I brought my CPAP machine in here. I put it on this desk and watched the video there. And step by step, I found my way into the clinical settings, and I found the buttons I needed to press to change it all. When I went to bed last night, I was thinking to myself, I bet it makes no difference. It was like a different world last night. I slept so much better. My mask didn't leak for the first time. Where it had been a constant input of air to go down my throat, and I couldn't cope with it because I couldn't breathe out against the oncoming air, When they change these settings, it now changes it so that I balance up with the machine and my breathing gets in time with the machine. And so it pumps air in and I breathe in, and then it cuts off and lets me breathe out. And then it pumps air in, cuts off and lets me breathe out. That made a whole difference. When the pressure would get up to about 17 pounds of pressure, it would be blowing out air everywhere because it wasn't getting time for me to let air out. There's a little, on the front of it, there's a little grill, if you like, with lots of air so that when I breathe out, the air can come out. It saves it overloading and sorting that out. It now works perfectly. I slept 7 hours last night. The first time I've slept 7 hours in years, to be honest with you. And it was lovely. So I've got these settings now, and they're in the clinical ones. Now, I understand that they don't want us to go into the clinical ones because the prescription that the machine is set up for is inside the clinical ones. And they don't want us plebs, going into there and changing our prescription. So if they don't want us to do that, and if they don't want to tell us that, why in God's name don't they set the comfort settings up so that it works for you and is comfortable you from day one? Why tell you that it's going to take you 45 to 50 days to get used to it? Because there's me muggins here thinking I'm doing something wrong with it, when all the time it took a total of 3 presses of a button to give me a good night's sleep. So what is it? Is it that they don't trust us with our own prescription? We don't trust us that the hospital's telling us the right thing that we've got to try to make it work? No. Or is it they think we're just a bit thick and they want to see how clever we are and see if we can find our way into it to get the machine to actually bleed and work? Because that's what it feels like. I've got a phone call coming up with them. I'm due for a phone call from them in a couple of weeks because it will have been 2 months or something since I've had it. You can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to have something to say about it. It seems ridiculous to me that if there are settings hidden away in the clinical bit that can make our lives easier who are using the bloody machines, then why ain't they set up that way? Why do they make it? Do you know what really annoys me? That one of the buttons you press in the clinical bit that I had to press, if you press the button and turn it on, it changes the settings in the side that I can get to, and then I can just turn it on and off if I wanted to. They could have set that up in 2 minutes before they sent it out, because they had to go in it to set the prescription up in the first place. So it would have took them probably another minute just to press 2 buttons to get to that stage, whereby on the front screen, I would have had a button that I could turn on and off, and the same comfort settings that I'm getting now, I could have got before. This is the sort of thing that gets you really annoyed. It's made me really angry. I was relieved last night that I had my first good night's sleep in ages. But I'll tell you what, I'm damned angry about it. I'm really angry that I've had to go through 49 nights of this bleeding machine not working properly and me thinking I'm doing something wrong, when all it took was 3 presses of a button and it would have been comfortable from day one. That's my situation this week. So I wonder if now I might get a bit more sleep so I may not feel as tired and as grumpy as I do every other day. Who knows? Till next time, I'll see you.